just a go-getter?
He was a psychoanalyst
Okay.
who became president of the American Psychiatric Association. So,
all right.
So I come to you pre-shrunk.
Okay. Daniel, meet Richard Minsky. Richard?
Hi.
Hey, Richard.
A couple of book mentions here.
I got a book.
Daniel, meet Richard Minsky. Richard?
Hi, Daniel.
Someone's got, we got some reverb going on here.
Yes.
Richard, do you have a speaker on or something?
Let's see.
Do you have headphones? Reverb going on here.
Yes.
Richard, do you have a speaker on or something?
Could be. Maybe that's how I'm hearing you. Last time I had it on, it didn't reverb, and it doesn't on Zoom.
Yes.
Richard, do you have a speaker on or something?
Yeah, could be. Maybe that's how I'm hearing you. Last time I had it on, it didn't reverb, and it doesn't on Zoom.
All right, we'll see if we get our producer Alan in here. That's why we get this thing going early.
Yeah.
Alan?
Maybe that's how I'm hearing you. Last time I had it on, it didn't reverb, and it doesn't on Zoom.
All right, we'll see if we get our producer Alan in here. That's why we get this thing going early.
Yeah.
Richard, turn down your volume for now.
It doesn't on Zoom.
All right, let's see if we get our producer Alan in here. That's why we get this. Okay, we'll get that fixed.
Hopefully. I have to turn mine off. And so my tech guy helped me with it. He's my Civil War man. Yeah.
So that was back in the day when you could just send a book to a president and say, here,
you
sign
got
this
it.
for my son.
Yep, you could do that. And today that can't be done, but you could back then. But the Kennedy was a secretarial. I didn't know that till many, many years later. Found that out when a new study on Kennedy secretaries came out, and there she was. And then when Caroline came to my hometown some years ago, and on a book tour of her own, I brought it to her, showed it to her, and asked her to sign it. So a real Kennedy would be in there.
Oh, nice. He's got to be one of the hardest.
Did the reverb stop when I turned off my volume?
I think so. I don't think I hear it now.
Real Kennedy would be in there.
Oh. No, I hear it now.
Nice.
Richard, testing 1, 2. Okay, I think we're okay now, but I don't know if you have your volume on. Richard, testing 1, 2.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, but we have a delay. It's reverberating back in. But I don't know if you have your volume on.
I just turned my volume up so I could hear you, and I'll put it down again.
I'm going to call on Alan, our producer, to check in here.
Now I'm talking, and I have the volume turned down.
Yeah.
Modern technology.
Yeah. It is amazing. I mean, we get people on this show from all over the world, all time zones. But when you finally get it in the can, you can listen to it anytime, anywhere. That really is modern. I mean, I'm sitting here with a cup of tea, and you're getting ready for lunch out there, and over in we have a big following over in Egypt because we have a book restorer, Sharif Al Fifi from Cairo University, come on periodically.
Far out.
Yeah, so I think it's like 10:30 at night over there.
Yeah, wow. We do this. This is a broadcast studio right behind you here. Are 2 cameras that we can use. We've been doing this since 2004, live author signings and interviews. I just did one this week.
Yeah, I didn't know this until you mentioned it to me earlier this week. I'm going to sign up to follow those.
Please, yeah, we have fun. And you can go to YouTube and see tons of them.
Okay.
And we also do something called Take a Break with History. We started when the pandemic began.
Mm-hmm.
And once a week, we talk about an artifact in here, call it Take a Break with History. And we do it on Facebook Live so people can comment and ask questions. And it's been very popular. It's been a lot of fun.
And are the artifacts part of your company artifacts?
Oh my, yeah, because we have autographs,
Sure.
we have busts, we have oil paintings and ephemera of all sort, campaign, mourning material, lithographs, all sorts of things.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I just got 2 pieces of wood with bullets stuck in it from the Civil War.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think we're seeing. I participated in the ephemera show a couple months ago. Many book dealers around there. I think we're starting to see book dealers in general spread out their definitions a little bit, at least into anything made of paper.
Yes, right. I just see it as competition. Although the auction houses are the real competition.
Right. Yeah. Hindman's. Recently, I've been seeing Hindman's come up with some very impressive sales.
Oh yeah, she's done very well. Yeah.
Leslie
Heineman. She's in Chicago. Leslie Heineman in Chicago.
Oh, okay, Heineman. I'm sorry,
Right,
Heineman. Yeah.
And Collins is now subsumed by them. So Collins and Heineman are now together.
Okay, and I think Christie's bought Heineman, didn't they?
No, someone else did. A private guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Good morning to our visitors. Luke, we've got Luke in here from Windsor, Ontario. Hello, Luke. I don't see the clock. I think we're live. Okay, good morning. Hello, everybody. Well, at least it's good morning for me. Here I am in Portland, Oregon. Welcome to the Rare Book Cafe, the only live broadcast weekly on rare books and the people who love them. We're so glad to have you back this week. You see with me on screen today our guest Daniel Weinberg from the Abraham Lincoln Bookshop in Chicago, Illinois. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Ed. Thanks for having me here.
Good. Ever since I saw that show Murder Amongst the Mormons on Netflix and everybody else in the industry, the topic of forgeries has just been hot. And I'm so excited to have you here today.
Yeah, well, of course, Mark Hoffman is a known entity to many people, and the Salamander Letter is well known. There's a book on that, 3 books on him, and of course, Lee Israel, and the Can You Forgive Me book that she did, and the film of the same title that came out a few years ago.
Okay. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Well, everybody, the Rare Book Cafe, the book lovers' rendezvous, where the topics are priceless and the conversation is free. The Rare Book Cafe brought to you weekly. You know our times. We're live streaming on YouTube and Facebook right now, immediately at this moment at both sources, and you can hear us 24/7 on podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And we go by Rare Book Raw, R-A-W, on the audio-only version. Rare Book Raw on your favorite podcast delivery mechanism. Before we get too deep into this, I want to mention that we are live stream, but we do have a couple of pre-recorded sessions, so we're not trying to pull a fast one. And our pre-recorded session this week is going to be David Hess of the Bookman Bookstore in Orange, California, with his popular Things Found in Old Books. Then later in the program, Richard Minsky from who's been on the show before, a book artist with a celebration coming up, is going to join us. And then we're going to have Mary Kay and a fascinating story, The Night of the Hunter. One of the few times people can say the movie might have been better than the book. Well, we're going to talk about that. But first, Daniel, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so as I said, you're the proprietor of the Abraham Lincoln Bookshop, and you're also a member of PATA, PAA, is that right? Professional Autograph
Autograph
Dealer
Dealers Association.
Association. Very good. Okay, thank you. Uh, have you ever seen an attempted forged Abraham Lincoln signature?
Ay, ay, ay. It's the bane of my existence. I've seen it for forever, it seems. I've been here since 1971 at the Abraham Lincoln Bookshop. We began in 1938 to specialize in Lincoln and the Civil War, and it comes in all the time. And they're very well-known forgers of Lincoln. And I have a collection of about 74 of them so far that I've taken off the market. I purchased them at low prices to get them off the market. Eventually, I'll get them into some institution.
Mm-hmm.
They're fascinating, and I know the different ones. I have a few here when you're ready for me to show them, if you like.
No, show them now if you have them.
Okay, well, I mean, the two that first of all, let me show you some real ones. Here is one that's called an affixed seal document and a full Abraham Lincoln. And this is an order to affix a seal of the United States to something, in this case to a consulship for a good friend of his. And here's a note, that's with the full Abraham Lincoln. He had about 35,000 full signatures that he had to sign during his time. And here is a note, it's on two sides. Let's see if I can show this to you, okay. Here's one that, on a little card that he would have on his desk. And then he wrote this out, and so he wrote out many of these small ones as well, and these are originals that I just showed you.
Excuse me, Daniel. So you said over his 4-year presidency, he signed about 35,000 affixed sealed documents. These are the ones where we see somebody's name